In this session we are going to understand AWT hierarchy. We'll talk about applet, life cycle of applet, creation of applet. We talk about different methods of graphics class. We talk about frame. We'll have demo session for all these above topics. Talking about AWT, it's also called Abstract Window Toolkit. It is the way to create GUI applications in Java. The hierarchy of the applet is, we have component class. Inside this we have container, which is divided into window and panel, and window is again into frame. Component class is the top of the AWT class. It is on the top of the hierarchy. It is an abstract class that has all the attributes of visual components. Container is a component in AWT that contains other components like button, text field, tables. Container is subclass of the component class. Container class keep tags of the components that are added to the other components. We have one more class called panel, which is the concrete subclass of the container, and panel does not have title, menu or border. Window is the top level class for creating window. It also not have borders and menu bar. The important one is frame. It is the subclass of window which have resizing canvas. It is a container that can contain other components like button, title bar, text field, label. In Java, most of the AWT applications are created using frame window. Applet. Applet is window based program with the help of Java programming. Its architecture is different from the so-called normal console based program. It's a special type of program that can be embedded in web page. It can run in the browser or without browser it can also run. We'll see the running part in the next few slides. Each applet follows a life cycle. Applet is initialized, it is started, painted. Painted means we draw something on the applet screen, then it stopped, and finally it destroyed. We'll talk about these life cycle methods in detail in the coming up slide. Public void init. This is a function which used to initialize the applet. It invoke only once. After init, there is a function called start. Then it comes to the stop whenever we want to stop the applet, or you can say whenever we minimize the browser, stop function automatically get calls. We have destroy, which invoke only once when applet is destroyed. We have paint function. Each time if you want anything to be draw on the applet screen, you use paint function. Paint use graphics class, and there is one more function called repaint which calls the paint again. These functions need to be override while creating the applet. Talking about creation of the applet, there are few rules you should know. Applet class should be public. It must extend to the applet class, which is the part of java.applet package. This class does not have main function. After you enter the source code for applet, compile the same way which you are doing right now. And there are two ways in which you can run the applet. Execute the applet from a browser. In this way, you need to give HTML tag. As I mentioned in the slide, applet code is equal to applet name, width and height for the applet. You can also use applet viewer tool to show the applet. We also need the tag in comments in the applet viewer case as well. So again, explaining you both the ways. If you are running with the HTML, you need to make HTML tag in the HTML file, and if you are using applet viewer, in the same .java file you use the applet code tag inside the comments. So there are two ways to running the applet. We will see running of the applet in Eclipse in our demo session. This is a very simple basic code for applet. The class is public. It extends to the applet class. We need to create paint function which will use graphics class. This graphics class have certain functions which we are going to discuss in the coming up slides. So drawString will put some message on the applet screen where give x-axis and y-axis. So when I will run this applet, I will see welcome message will come on the applet screen on 150, that means x-axis and y-axis. I will see the message on the applet screen. There are some commonly used functions by graphics class which will be used in applet. As we have discussed, the first function is drawString, where I passed string x-axis and y-axis. There is a function called drawRectangle. The function is drawRect. I need to give x-axis, y-axis, width and height. There is a function also fillRect. There is a difference between fill and draw is the fill will draw the shape with the filled color. Another is draw oval. The same parameters x and y, width and height. Fill oval, again the oval will come with the filled color, and the color I can give with the set color function, where I will use color class color dot color name. I will show you in the demo. We have drawLine function where I give x1, y1, x2, y2. We have drawImage function where I can draw image as well. DrawArc is there, I can draw arc. There is a function called setFont where I can set the font of the string as well. I will show the demo of some functions on the applet. Look at this, the example. You can see I have used set color function first, color dot red, that means color is red. Then I will draw the message on the 50-50, that means x coordinate, y coordinate. Then I used draw line, then I used draw rect, same way I use fill rect, draw oval. Then I again change the color with the help of set color function. Then again used fill oval, draw arc and fill arc. It is also a container. It's another Java based UI program. The class frame is the top level window with border and title. Important thing is to note over here is it will run with the help of main function, while applet does not need main function. The frame class has two main constructors. One is the default constructor with no argument passing. Another is we'll pass a title in the frame. There are two functions of frame which are commonly used. First is set size. Another is set visible. In the set size I will give the size of the frame, and in set visible I will give true or false. In the slide I have given 2 because 2 indicates that I want to show the frame. We can create the frame by using constructor, or we can extend the frame class, but we have to use set size and set visible. Some important functions of frame are set icon image, where I can give the image that will be displayed as icon for this window. I have another function called set menu bar. I can set a menu bar for the frame. I have a function called set resizable. I can give true or false. Set visible, the visible state for this frame, and set title, that means the title for this frame. Now I will show you the demo of applet and frame working. Now the demo for creating applet and frame, and also using some of the functions of graphics class. So create applet in Java by using Eclipse. Create a new class, give the class name. So I give my first applet. In the superclass, click on the browse, give applet. So automatically this will come. Choose this one, click on OK. No need to select main, as I told you, applet does not require main function. Click on finish. This is done. Now the basic function which is required over here is public void paint, which use graphics class. For this graphics class you need to import Awt package, so I am importing that. Here we have a very basic function called draw string. In the string I will give the string, suppose welcome to applet. Then need to give x-axis and y-axis. I give suppose 10 and y-axis is suppose 50. You can say column and row as well. Now to run this one, right click, run Java applet. Now it's coming, you can see This is your first applet which you have done. Now talk about some more functions over here. Like suppose you want to draw a rectangle, so G dot draw rectangle. You need to give coordinates x and y. Suppose I have given 50 comma 60, then I need to give width and height. So I have given width is suppose 100 and heights also 100. Make it. Running this code, you can see a rectangle over here. That is a rectangle. Now suppose you want to draw this rectangle with a color, so you give G dot set color. In the color you use color class, color dot color name, which is a constant. So I given red. So this is set color. Now you can see this is red color, but this is not filled up. So instead of draw, you can use fill function. Now the rectangle will come in the red field. Same way you can try certain more things, like if you want to set the background for the applet, so there is a function called set background. You need to give color dot color name. Suppose I am giving blue, so the background of the applet will be blue. Look at this. You can change the foreground as well. So give set foreground. Suppose I am giving yellow. Now the foreground is yellow. You can see this is yellow. So foreground is yellow, background is blue, and the color for the rectangle is red. We can try out some more functions over here. Says I want to draw a line, so I give G dot draw line. Here I need to give 4 coordinates starting of x1, y1 I give 60, 80, and then move to the 100, 200. So these are my coordinates. Now showing this code. You can see over there is a line which is coming behind the rectangle. Now same way you can try out certain more functions, like G dot draw oval, giving the coordinates like 110, 110. These are coordinates, and height and width I am giving says 300, 300. This is height and width I am giving. Now running this code. Look at this. This is a oval, but it is draw oval. I can do one more thing. Set color. I can set a new color for this. Then instead of draw, I will use fill. So it will show me oval with filled color. It's perfectly fine. It is working. Now if you want to do more than this, You can change the font as well. For this you need to use font class. In init function you use the font class constructor. You pass the font name first, which is, suppose I am giving Arial, then font style, which is font dot, suppose I am giving bold, and the size, suppose I am giving 20. I can use bold or italic as well. I can give like font dot italic, or I can use font dot bold and italic both as well, like suppose use pipe sign for that. So font dot italic, so that means it will come in both bold and italic, and set the font. So set font is the function and give the font name. This is F. Now I'm running the code. Now the font has been set. You can see bold italic are coming. Now I'm creating frame. So here creating a new class. Suppose my frame is my class. The frame class will have main function. So choose the main over here. This is like a normal class. So there are different ways of creating frame. The first is very simple way. So import java.awt first, then use the frame class as I am using. F is equal to new frame. You can give the title. Suppose I have given the title like first frame, and two necessary functions are f dot, or that means frame object dot set size. You give the size of the frame. Suppose I have given 300 or says 300, and also to call set visible, and definitely pass 2 over here because I want to show this. This is a very simple code for frame. I run this Java program. Look at this, frame is coming with the title which I have given like first frame. Now I will show you one more way to create frame. Another class. Suppose my frame 1, also having main function, which is understandable. Now the second way, I will again import AWT. Now I will extend to frame class. Yes. Now I have a constructor in my class. I will explicitly call the frame constructor with the title like first, then use set size and set visible functions. This will call the constructor of my class, and ultimately it will explicitly call the constructor of frame, which will make a frame, setting the size and set visible to. Running this code, the same thing. Now I can pass down the title for the frame in my argument as well, like string title. Now I will use title over here, and I will pass from the main, like here first one. Now you can see running this code. This is perfectly fine. So either way you can use. Suppose you are not using this concept, not calling the explicitly calling the constructor, and it will call the default constructor and frame will be created. You can see with the no title. It's also working, and later on you can set the title as well with the help of set title function. This is the same way. You can change the background of frame as well with the set background function, as we have done in the case of applet as well. That's all for this session. Here we have seen functioning of AWT, abstract window toolkit. We talked about applet. We talked about graphics class. We have seen life cycle of applet. We talked about frame. We also seen how to create applet and frame. Thank you so much.